Just because you've gone vegetarian does not mean that you are automatically healthy. Eating a well-balanced vegetarian diet can have tons of benefits like reduced risk of heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and some forms of cancer. But in order for this to be effective, you have to make sure that you're getting the proper nutrition. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 5 simple tips to ensure that your vegetarian diet is well-balanced so you can live a happy and healthy lifestyle. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Bailee and I've been a vegetarian for 14 years. But the first time I tried, I failed. I made all of the same common mistakes that most new vegetarians make, and like 60 to 80% of people who try to go vegetarian, I almost gave up. However, I learned that building a solid habit and not just focusing on the food is the most important thing for being able to stick with your vegetarian diet long term. If you're just getting started on a vegetarian diet and you're interested in making it last long term, be sure to grab my free guide, Secrets to Vegetarian Success. I will link that in the description box below. This is all of the fundamentals that you need to know to build a sustainable vegetarian habit that is healthy and enjoyable so you can make it last for a lifetime. Okay, so there's this assumption out there that just by cutting meat out of your diet, you will magically be this really healthy vegetarian. And newsflash, that isn't always the case. Yes, cutting meat out of your diet is a great first step to be healthy, but what's more important is what you replace the meat in your diet with so you're getting healthy nutrients. Because if you're replacing meat in your diet with processed frozen corn dogs and mac and cheese and Oreos, for example, you're probably not getting a very healthy diet. So what's a veg to do? Let's jump into our 5 tips for how to live a healthy vegetarian lifestyle. But before we do that, I want to preface that I am not a certified nutritionist. I am a normal vegetarian just like you. I've done a lot of research. I've done a lot of reading, so I know a little bit about nutrition. I also always have great blood work and I've been healthy every time I go to the doctor. So everything that I'm saying here is based on my personal education and my experience. However, you might want to talk to a doctor, a nutritionist, or a holistic practitioner before you make any big changes to your diet to make sure that you're getting the proper nutrition you need. All right, let's jump into tip number 1, which is to avoid processed plant-based meats. And I know that this is a doozy for beginner vegetarians because they are so convenient. Every grocery store you go into now has a whole section of these fake corn dogs, these fake deli meats, these veggie burgers, and they are super convenient. I'm not going to lie. And most of them are actually getting very good and tasty. However, they are highly processed with lots of things that you can't even read on the label. They have lots of sodium in them, and they are just not the best option for you if you want to have a healthy vegetarian diet. Instead, I recommend going for whole foods instead. So instead of using those fake plant-based meats, make sure that you're getting lots of your beans, your grains, your tofus, all of those other foods that are just straight from nature, basically, that you can eat that are very, very healthy, high in nutrients, and avoid processed fake meats as much as possible. Now, if you're looking for some ideas of meals that you can eat that are whole food based, I invite you to please grab my free list of 50 whole food meals. I will link that in the description below. These are the meals that we eat in our household that do not include the processed fake meats. So check those out if you need some inspiration. Tip number 2 is to make sure that you're getting protein at every meal. I don't want you to stress about protein, but I do want to emphasize that it is very important for you to get in a healthy vegetarian diet. Meat is something that is highly concentrated with protein, and when you take that out of your diet, you need to replace it because protein is really, really important for your body to build muscles, to heal, to do a whole bunch of other really cool stuff. So you need to get protein. However, I don't want it to be a stress. There are tons of foods that have protein in them that you can eat on a vegetarian diet. Beans, lentils, tofu, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, eggs. There's a ton of stuff, and there's protein in almost everything. I just want you to make sure that at every meal, if you can add a protein source, like throw on some nuts, throw on some seeds, make sure that you have a bean in there. Whatever you can do to get those proteins in at every meal, that's going to make it so much easier for you to get what you need. And at the end of the day, everything is going to add up so you don't have to stress about it so much. If you're interested in learning more about how to get protein into your diet easily as a beginner vegetarian, please check out my other video right here. Tip number 3 is taste the rainbow. That means that you should be getting as many vegetables onto your plate as you can, and these vegetables should be of all different colors. The more colors you have on your plate, the better. Different colored vegetables have different colored nutrients, and the more you get, the more nutrients that you're getting from all of these different things, which is going to be super, super healthy for your body. One thing that you might want to avoid is the common vegetarian mistake of eating a ton of pasta, a ton of bread, a ton of pizza, whatever else it is, and then just having a little tiny thing of vegetables on the side. That's what you're used to when you're eating a meat meal. You have your meat as a star and you have a couple veggies on the side. When you're eating vegetarian, the best thing that I can recommend to you is to have half of your plate be filled with vegetables. This is where you get a ton of your nutrition. Do not neglect them. And if you're someone who is a little bit veggie averse, you don't really like vegetables so much, or you tend to be a picky eater, I invite you to watch my video on how to go vegetarian if you're a picky eater. Tip number 4 is to track your nutrition. The more data you have, the better choices you can make when it comes to a healthy diet. So what I recommend is that you use a tracking app like Chronometer. I'll link to that in the description box below, or another food tracking app that you can input all of your food that you're eating for a week or two if you're up for it, to see how your nutrition looks, to see if you're getting enough of what you need or if you're getting too much of something that you don't need. Having this data is going to make it so much easier for you to adjust or to see if you're actually doing great. So take a week. That's all it takes. Input your food every day, see what vitamins you're missing, see if you're getting enough protein, and then you can adjust from there. And tip number 5 is probably not something that you expected, and that is that you should indulge sometimes. Here's the thing. If you are focusing on eating healthy all the time, you're going to burn out. And nothing good comes from burning out. You're just going to be resentful of your diet, and then you might give up your vegetarian diet altogether, and that is not a healthy option. So sometimes it's okay to eat the cheese pizza. It's okay to eat the chocolate cake. Eat the things that make you happy, because food is not just fuel for your body. It's something that gives us comfort and enjoyment. It's something that we can have together with our friends. We have traditions around food. So your diet should be all encompassing. It should be something that's really enjoyable for you. And if that means that every once in a while you indulge in something great so that you can love your diet and stick with your vegetarian diet long term, then you should absolutely do that. And if you're really serious about making your diet last for a lifetime so you can enjoy all the rewards and benefits of this healthy vegetarian lifestyle, please be sure to grab my signature mini course, The Vegetarian Guide. It is a 1-hour time commitment for you to read through so you can learn everything you need to know about starting and staying vegetarian. And it includes all kinds of tools like meal planners, nutrition guides, habit trackers, everything you need to make your diet easy and enjoyable. I will link to that in the description below, and you can use the coupon code to get it for the cost of a cookbook. I hope that these tips have been helpful for you and you feel more confident that you can absolutely live a healthy vegetarian lifestyle without any stress. Please check out my other videos about how to go vegetarian and, more importantly, how to stay vegetarian so you can enjoy the benefits. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers to your vegetarian adventure.